It's at 10:30 tonight, this awesome new moon. Are you ready? Well, hello there, Enchanted One, and welcome to Spirit Bone, your spiritual lifestyle channel, where every week we come together to cultivate our connection with the Enchanted Universe and coax spirit to throw us a bone. And you know that we do this in 3 ways. First, we create sacred space, and we signal our intention to receive gifts from spirit. Second, we flex our enchantment muscles and we consult the oracles of astrology and the tarot. And third, we welcome young self. And with a beginner's mind, we discuss all manner of metaphysical and consciousness raising topics. So let's get started right away with creating sacred space. And if you're not already snuggled up by your altar, then by all means do so now. Maybe you don't have an altar. But yes, really, you do. It's so simple to make an altar. So how about just grab a candle? Place it on that table right next to you. Maybe grab a couple of sacred objects. Whatever speaks to you of the divine. In any case, we're going to snuggle up to our altar. I'm going to go over there to my altar and we're going to create sacred space together. I'll give you a couple of minutes to settle yourself in. Take a few deep breaths, light that candle. So welcome back, and here we are. We're going to create sacred space together. We're going to call the directions, and as I do this and light the candles, visualize a blue flame creating a sacred container, a sacred circle around the physical space that you occupy now, and also a circle that encompasses all in the Spirit Bone community, all of us together tonight in sacred space, in virtual sacred space. Let's get started. By the air that is her breath, welcome east. By the fire of her bright spirit, welcome south. By the waters of her living womb, welcome west. And by the earth that is her body, welcome north. As above, so below, we are in sacred space. Hello there, friends. It's Sunday night, and it's time for Spirit Throw Me a Bone. Again, the time flies, I tell you. It seems like we were just here together. And I hope that you guys had an opportunity during the dark moon that we spoke about a little bit last week to think about your intention that you're going to unfurl tonight on the universe, right? And so tonight we're going to talk a little bit more deeply about intention setting in general. And I'll give you some prompts to really, if you haven't already created that intention in your mind, or even if you have, I've got some questions for you, some things to consider, to mull over in your mind and perhaps even journal about as you are setting the intention for this new moon, this beautiful new moon in Aries. 10:39, it's new, exactly the new moon in Aries. So let's get started with a little bit of background music. What do you say? And Robin, I know you'll let me know if the volume isn't right. That's a little loud. I'm gonna turn it down here. How's that? Can you still hear it? And hear me? And who else do we have here? Oh gosh. Hi, Kathleen. And Janet. You guys, I'm telling you. You guys are my peeps, Wasn't it a gorgeous day today, guys? Oh, I hope you guys got outside. I did for just a little bit. I had a walk early this morning. And so I want to tell you something about intention setting that I've become inspired about and why. Okay? So I want to share with you that I started today a microdosing protocol. What is microdosing, you say? Well, microdosing, teeny tiny dose, microdosing of the visionary vine ayahuasca. So, as you know, I've developed this interest in healing through plant medicines. You know, I went to those 2 retreats, those 2 ayahuasca retreats, and became familiar with the beautiful plant medicine of ayahuasca. I've done 2 mushroom ceremonies as well, and mushrooms you'll also hear it referred to as psilocybin. These are sacred plant medicines that promote healing, and they're also entheogens, meaning that they create visions and psychedelic experiences as well, which is part of what affects healing. But another part that affects healing, which is just as important, if not more important, is that these substances have an ability to really affect changes in the brain that are very beneficial. Specifically, ayahuasca addresses, I believe, 2 or 3 separate chemicals in the brain that help fight depression. And I'm learning about that. I've been doing some reading, obviously, because I'm participating in this microdosing protocol. So I have that information like tucked in my head, but I don't have it quite memorized yet to be able to give it to you in detail. But just in summary, these substances, these sacred plant medicines, these gifts from Mother Nature, can really heal depression and anxiety and trauma and other things. So, as I was saying, I just started this microdosing protocol with the ayahuasca vine. And how is that legal, you say? Well, it is legal because unlike the ayahuasca that I drank when I was in Colombia. This is ayahuasca from the vine only. It's not until you add the leaves to the brew that the substance then contains DMT, which is the chemical that creates the hallucinations or the visions, and the one that is specifically illegal. So, in the US. So anyway, I got my little jar of ayahuasca vine in the mail, and I did my first dose this morning, and it's just a teeny tiny bit, because the idea is that you're not getting high from it, but it's still, the medicine is still working. So a huge part of this protocol is intention setting, and actually intention setting is really important when you're doing any of these sacred medicines, particularly when you do it in ceremony. You know, they suggest that you set an intention for your journey, and so that's why I'm saying that, like, intention setting is really on my mind now. So the microdosing program that I'm participating in is an online program, and I found this lady who's been doing microdosing for like 20 years. She's out of Hawaii. Her name is Laura Dawn. And so I signed up with her. She's actually calls herself a microdosing mentor. So it'll take me a month or more to get through this program. And so I'll be doing microdosing. I can do it up to 5 days a week. Do it in the morning and then spend a couple of hours, hour and a half minimum, up to 2 hours or more if you have it, just working with the medicine, you know, drinking the medicine, and then journaling and meditating, and, you know, just spending time going inward with the medicine so that it can do its magic, right? So I'm going to keep you guys posted on it, on how it's going, but I think it's really exciting. And I'm really excited about the plant medicine path for myself personally, not only personally, but also I'm thinking that this is going to be a direction that I'm going to be taking professionally too, once I fully am retired from my present job, working with a family business. So that's my excitement about intention setting, and I want to share with you some of the things that I've learned in the material from Laura Dawn about intention setting, and I felt that would be a fresh new way to look at intention setting specifically for this new moon. So I'm going to check in with you. Who has set an intention for this new moon? Who gave some thought to an intention to work with? We talked about the new moon in your charts last week, and we talked about how the dark moon, those few days prior to the new moon, being a really potent time for going within, meditating, and thinking about these intentions. So I'm here just to follow up. Did you do your homework? Right? And even if you did, I think that going through these questions that I'm getting from my material with Laura Dawn will be of some help in really solidifying those intentions and getting to a deeper understanding and a deeper commitment and attachment to the intentions themselves. So, what do you think? How does that sound? Really? The music is still loud. Wow. I have it down so low. I don't know why. Is that okay? Maybe I'll just turn the gain up on my mic. No, my mic's up pretty high. That's 1, 2. Wow. Interesting. My mic's not going up any high. I'm gonna turn the gain up a little bit. Oh wait, I got my mic turned around. That should be better. How's that? Tell me. Okay. Yeah, I had the mic turned around. This is good. Okay, cool. Meaning the sound. Okay, guys. All right, so raise your hand. Let me know in the comments. Did you guys give any thoughts to an intention for this Aries new moon? Any thoughts whatsoever? While I look up here some ideas for you. No, Janet did not do her homework. Shame on you. I suppose that's what you're talking about. Okay, do you want to take a look? Do you want to get like a little bit inspired? Take another look at this full moon, new moon, guys? Let's do that. Full moon, new moon in Aries. I keep saying full moon. New moon in Aries. Robin, I know that it's in your 7th house of relationships. Too much going on. Well, what could be more important than your intentions for the new moon? Like, I don't know. Like, you realize that I'm teasing you guys, right? Okay. So what about this new moon? What makes it so special? Well, what makes it special is that it is the very first new moon of the zodiacal year. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is spring. It is a rebirth. Okay, so this is new moon. Okay, and then we also got some things going on with this new moon, other than the fact that it's in Aries. Like the sun in Aries is really, really strong. The moon is kind of like just along for the ride. But you've got Venus in Aries at 26 degrees. So she's very much in the mix. And, you know, Venus would rather hang out and be lazy in Taurus. But in Aries, you know, she's pretty active, can be a little bit pushy about her needs and her wants. But she's very dynamic. And assertive, but she is squaring in like a tense relationship with Pluto, the planet of willfulness and intensity and power dynamics and that kind of stuff. So those issues might kind of come up with this new moon. And remember, when we work with new moon energies, we're pretty much introduced to those energies. Then that will be with us until the full moon. Okay, so you got Venus, Pluto in the mix there. So it's really a Venus-Mars feeling to this new moon, you know, and Venus and Mars are opposites. They're lovers, opposites attract, right? But, you know, Venus is about relationship and getting along and love and beauty, and Mars is about, you know, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. You know, Mars is you know, in the best of circumstances, Mars is, you know, the warrior for the cause, right? The spiritual warrior, the one who's fighting for a cause, fighting the good fight, getting in good trouble, as our friend John Lewis used to say. So, but, you know, Mars is a fighter. Aries is Venus is a lover. So we've got to, you know, like let those two work together in a beautiful way during this new moon intention, this new moon, and maybe figure out a way to fold it into our intention. Also, we got this sextile with Mars and Jupiter, which is actually, we didn't talk about this last week, but it's actually a nice flowing, sort of mitigating energy with the tension that needs to be worked out between Mars and Venus. And particularly Venus being all riled up by that intense Pluto energy. So sextile that Mars in Gemini, you know, it's going to give you the energy to think things through, you know, and to really put your mind to whatever your intention is. And also Jupiter wants to just go ahead and go for it, you know, and build a new fair vision of something. And grow something that's going to be with Jupiter and Aquarius that's going to be good for all, right? So yeah, the sextile with Mars and Jupiter really smooths things out. Okay, now guys, shall we, before we talk about the intention, revisit the card that we pulled last week? You want to do that? Why don't we do that? Because I think that kind of folds into this whole thing, and we can just talk about the card as well and see what came up for you guys. Hello there, Virginia. So glad you joined us. Thank you for coming, Virginia. We are just talking new moon intentions here, girl. And there is my beautiful Erin, and you are forgiven for being late, sweetie. It's a beautiful day. You know, that's the thing about summertime, streaming in the summer or when the weather gets nice. You know, we started Spirit Throw Me a Bone, we started at 8:30, and I started the stream, you know, the very first streams that we did it was kicked off during the summertime, and I thought, you know, people at 8 o'clock during the summer, they're not really settled in yet. It's been a nice day. But in the winter, we went back to 8. And so, yeah, so I understand it's a nice day. People, you know, are just getting in. But I think, what do you guys think? I think I'm going to keep the 8 o'clock time, even though, oh, it's an hour earlier in Illinois. Ah, Erin, I forget that you're so far away from me. So I'm definitely going to stay with the 8 o'clock time, guys. As an aside, I'm going to stay with the 8 o'clock time. We're not going to go back to 8:30 during the summer. I hope that works for you. Let me know in the comments. You guys like the 8 o'clock time? I think it's kind of nice to finish up just a little bit earlier. All right, what were we going to do? We were going to talk about the Judgment card. So, guys, this is a card that we pulled for everybody last week, right? And let's take a look at the Judgment card here. There it is. Okay, so what did we talked about the Judgment card, and we consulted Barbara Moore's interpretation of the Judgment card. 8 is good. Yeah, I think 8's better too, Kathleen. And we talked about the Judgment card. Being judgment just meaning, look, it's time to like put up or shut up. It's time to come to a judgment. It's time to make a decision. It's time to make that hard choice perhaps that you've been avoiding. It's, I think Barbara Moore was saying stuff like, you know what you need to do, so just do it. So anyway, I'm wondering, you know, did this come up for any of you guys? You know, did you make a decision this past week underneath the influence of this Judgment card? I know I did. I was on the fence a little bit about whether to do this microdosing course or whether to do something else, you know, related to plant medicine healing. But I just, you know, took the plunge and decided to sign up for the microdosing course. How about you guys? Somebody give me an example. Janet, you were here. Robin, you were here. What did any decisions made last week? And just put that in there. Oh, right. So you that's right. I was wondering because I did text you trying to figure out, Janet, if you had that surgery or not. So, well, that was a decision. I don't know if it was yours or the surgeon's, but there you go. Okay. Intentions. Intentions. New moon intentions. Everyone knows, not everyone, but enchanted ones know that we set intentions at the new moon. Okay? So, here's a question that Laura Dawn suggested when we're formulating our intentions. I'm going to share with you and give her credit for this. Questions for reflecting on your intentions. What is motivating your intention? Okay? So my intention was to start this microdosing program, you know, and so, you know, what motivated that? Or what motivates an intention what motivates the intention you have set for this new moon? So think about that. Why? What is the why? Like, why do you want to manifest whatever it is that you envision in your intention? That's one question. Okay. Another one. So if you have an intention, and oftentimes an intention involves manifesting something, creating some kind of change in your life, right? So what are you finally ready for? Maybe you haven't identified your intention yet, but what are you ready for? What kind of change are you ready for in your life? Maybe you'll build your intention around that. And remember, we could be really expansive with this new moon intention because, again, as I said, it's the new moon, right? It's the first sign of the zodiacal year. So, you know, this intention can carry us throughout the entire year. Okay, here's another question she has. What are you ready to remember about yourself? I think that's a question relative to just this whole microdosing thing, and how the vine, the medicine, like really makes you turn inward. So I'm not sure how that might apply to your intention. What am I ready to remember about myself? Okay. Okay, let's find one that's going to apply to you guys. Well, maybe that does. I don't know. Okay, so with your intention, oftentimes we're calling something in. You know, we're asking to bring something to manifestation, bring something into our lives, right? So, what exactly is it that you're calling in? Okay, with this intention, what are you calling in? And if you don't have your intention yet, think about this. What do you want to call into your life right now? Or think about it this way. What do you want to feel more of in your life? Or what do you seek more clarity about in your life? So maybe your intention is something like, um, you know, I'm seeking more clarity um, in in my professional goals, or more clarity in a specific relationship, or more clarity regarding a decision, any kind of decision that you're facing, right? So the intention can just be to get more clarity about something. I don't know about you, but I often wallow in non-clarity. Oh my gosh, Kathleen, you and me both, girl. This intention will carry me throughout the year because it will take me that long to downsize. That's, I tell you, you're like in my head, girl, because my intention is all about um getting to a place where I'm like ready to release things. I mean, I just feel like, you know, it's not, downsizing is, yeah, it's a lot of work. You have to like physically get rid of things, you know, take things to donation, sell things, take things to the dump, this, that, and the other, just the work of it. But girl, that's not the hard part for me. The hard part for me is letting go of things. And we don't even need to go like all the way into like, you know, the deep part of that, but you know, your life has been in one place. I don't know how long, Kathleen, have you been in that house, right? Just give me a thumbs up, man. Are you feeling like it's about more than just like donating things and getting rid physically of stuff? Like, so that's exciting though. That's exciting that you're downsizing. So that means that you're moving on to another place in your life, another physical place. You're moving. Obviously, if you're downsizing, you're not downsizing to a one room in your whole house, right? I assume you're moving. Wait, so you've been living in that house practically all your life, is what you're saying? Wow, so a lot of us are. So Aaron is about moving. Kathleen is about moving. Brenda is about moving. Yes. Okay. Let me get my music back, guys. There you go. So I'll keep you guys apprised about the microdosing adventure that I'm on. Um, and you know, and another point that she was making in the material is that intentions stack up into like a vision, right? So if you're a person who can work with intentions, you know, and find that that's helpful and produces results for you, then what are you? You are a visionary. I like to think of myself as a visionary. I'd like to cultivate that skill to become a visionary, right? I mean, I think we're all visionaries, you know, but maybe we don't own that part of ourselves, or maybe we get caught up in the day to day and we don't like stop to really like think big for ourselves. Well, hello there, Crystal Clear Reiki from Canada. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about intention setting, and we're talking about this beautiful new moon in Aries and how it's a really powerful new moon because it's the first new moon of the zodiacal year. And so when we set our intentions, we can set it for the whole year if we so choose. Oh, so Crystal, tell me, how is it that you heard about us? Did it just come up in a YouTube search, or do you know Spirit Throw Me a Bone or me from somewhere else? I'd love to know, Crystal, how you heard about us. Okay, everybody, I want you, can we get a big welcome from the Spirit Throw Me a Bone community for Crystal, please? Welcome, Crystal. I'm looking for something very special for you. Crystal is new. Welcome her. Welcome, Crystal. Yay! Crystal, we're dying to hear how you heard of us. So guys, I want to tell you about something special I got planned for next week for all of us. So you guys know that that I went on these ayahuasca retreats, and during the retreat we always had a beautiful fire going, because in the tradition the fire... Oh, okay. Hey, actually I came... Thank you, Crystal, for filling me in on that. I think this is like the first... I'm not very good at like the YouTube kind of like things where you like try to get people to come and you do all this special settings and whatnot. But thank you so much for joining us. We talked a lot about the specifics of the new moon earlier before you jumped on with us, unless you just decided to say hi and you caught the earlier part. But maybe you might want to go back after we end the stream tonight and catch the part where I'm talking about the specific astrology of the new moon. So anyway, guys, what I was saying about our special announcement, I'm really excited about this. So as I said, I went on these retreats, and the fire, you know, was beautiful and very much an integral part of the whole ceremony, right? There was always a fire going, and you know, the fire has a spirit of its own. And Robin, you know this from your experiences with the tradition of the Inipi, the sweat lodge. The fire and the role of the fire keeper is really important. Now, who is a fire keeper? What is a fire keeper? A fire keeper is a person who keeps the fire, obviously, but it's really a very sacred tradition, fire keeping, and there's a real training that goes into it, because the fire keeper develops a relationship with the fire, and the spirit of the fire is like, you know, the fire has its own consciousness, right? And so I met two beautiful fire keepers with the Ancestral Knowledge Retreat, and one of them just so happens lives locally. His name is Jacob, and he's a wonderful, wonderful man, and he has agreed to be my guest on Spirit Thermia Bone, and so he's going to join us next week, and the weather gods permitting, we're going to stream. I'm going to set everything up outside and we will stream fireside, right? And so as you are introduced to Jacob and as I'm interviewing him, we'll be by the fire together. Won't that be nice? So let me read to you a little bit about how he describes himself here. Let's see if I can pull it up. He sent it to me earlier. Let me find it. He says, "Hello, my name is Jacob, and I'm a steward of firekeeping and supporter of sacred ceremonies. I have been connecting with this path from various traditions for the last 14 years. This path has led me to my mission of being in service to places and ceremonies of healing. He says, I am honored to be joining you and to speak about being in relationship to the spirit of the fire." So don't miss it next week, guys. It's kind of also, it's going to be a little birthday celebration for myself too. Because my birthday is on Saturday and Sunday is the 18th. And then Sunday, I'm going to introduce all of you to Jacob, and I think it's going to be fun. So be there or be square. All right, guys. Well, I tell you what, who wants to pull another tarot card? We'll pull, if you'd like, we can pull a tarot card again for the new moon. For this big, huge intention. I think the last tarot card, we just kind of wanted to get a sense of the week to come, but this time we can pull a tarot card for this beautiful intention that we are setting. Okay, so, Crystal, you're here for this, and that's good. We do this often, Crystal. We'll pull a tarot card that'll support us or give us some guidance or insight into either the week to come, or if there's a specific astrological event. We talk a lot about astrology here. The tarot card will give us an indication or some guidance about how to handle, what the celestial gods and gods have in store for us. So let's pull a tarot card. I'm going to run and get my deck, and I'll be right back. But while I do that, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you a little file that I made just to kill the time here. I'm just going to be gone for 1 minute, but I wanted to share this with you as a little reminder, a little lesson reminder for you. Let me find it. There we go. Okay. So guys, that was your little review. Your little astrology review. So what's going on? Got some more comments here. Okay. All right, so what I have here is the major arcana, and we're going to just pull one card as we always do. And this is a card that's going to support or give us guidance for this new moon. This new moon intention. Maybe you haven't come up with your intention yet, but you should be able to. After all we talked about tonight, come up with your intention and journal it, right? And think about why. Why is this important to you now, this intention? And if you haven't come up with your intention, think about the questions that we went over. Like, what are you calling in right now? For example, might be one, right? And perhaps you want to reclaim a memory of yourself, you know, at a time when you were more carefree, or something beautiful, you know, some beautiful intention for yourself. And so, all right, while I'm pulling the card, anybody want to put in the comments a guess of what the card might be? Let's flex our psychic muscles here, you know, test our intuition. Again, from the major arcana. If you got a guess about what card we're going to pull, put it in the comments. And I'm going to go pull it now. Okay, I got it. You ready? I haven't looked at it yet. Do we have any guesses? Come on, Janet. I thought you were going to at least come up with a guess. You always do. You don't know why, but there you go. Okay, there you go. Aaron's got a guess. Okay. You don't know why, but the Hierophant. So, you know, you don't need a reason why. Our intuition doesn't need a reason why. It just like pops in there, right? Okay, my guess is going to be the Sun. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Ah! Not the Sun, not the Empress, not the Hierophant, the Tower! Oh boy, the Tower, right. Okay. All right. Well, you know, the Tower can be a good thing. Now, I will have to tell you that this morning I pulled 2 cards very early, you know, right around the time that I was doing the medicine. And I got, the first card I turned over was the Star. I was like, oh, that's a beautiful card. Oh, this is great. And then I pull the Tower. It's like, okay, those are my 2 cards for the day. So then when I was thinking about the stream tonight, before I came on, I could hear thunder in the distance, and I'm like, oh great, the Tower card, you know, I'm going to lose the power in this, you know, there's going to be a storm. It's going to cause me to lose power. But whatever. So that didn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know what the Tower had to show me today. Welcome, Tower Embrace. So, okay, give me a keyword for the Tower, guys. Give me a keyword for the Tower. Now, the Tower, I really don't need to look this one up because I am intimately familiar with the Tower, unfortunately. I mean, the Tower is pretty straightforward, right? So what do we see here? We see a tower being struck by lightning, right? And these 2 people just like falling out. Ah! So it really just means, it's Mars and Scorpio too. So it really means like unexpected upheaval, you know, change that comes out of nowhere. So whenever you see the Tower card, just expect the unexpected. It doesn't have to be super duper dramatic, although it can be. Really for me, it's just like something unexpected, you know, some kind of disruption to the status quo or whatever it is that you got planned, or the flow generally. So let's see what Barbara Moore says about the Tower. Cards. The Tower is number 16, so look at that tower. Okay, maybe I can show this on the screen for you guys. There it is. And let me get back on with you. There. Get this on the... There. How about that? But look at that tower, guys. That's from Steampunk Tarot. That one's got lightning too, and like, I don't know, more than just lightning, it looks like bomb is hitting the top of that tower too. So what does Barbara Moore say about it? Core meaning, an unexpected event that changes everything. Yeah, like I said. When the tower blasts its way into your life, batten down the hatches and prepare for a rough time. The real work begins after the crash. Look at what was destroyed and let it go. Look at what remains. It has survived a trial by fire. Make sure you recognize its value. Pick it up and plan on fitting it into your new structure. This is the universe's idea of repurposing. Well, there you go, guys. The Tower. That's our card for this whole freaking new moon, if not the whole year. Thank you. Just what I wanted. But you know what? I mean, for me personally, it makes sense. I don't know. Particularly since I like don't want to let go of things. The Tower is just gonna strike me. It's all good. It's all good. So guys, let's wrap things up here. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let me come back here. We can make this go away. There, just me now. Check in with y'all one more time. Aaron says, I definitely feel the Tower. My family and I weren't expecting to have to move. Okay. I don't know what that means, Janet. You have to fill me in on that. And yes, the unexpected is a great keyword for the Tower. Okay, guys. I want to ask you, please, if you haven't already, go ahead on YouTube and subscribe. Crystal, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Also, we have a Facebook group, STMB, standing for Spirit Throw Me a Bone. So you can find us on Facebook, Spirit Throw Me a Bone, STMB. Like and follow there as well. And thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Well, here we go. It's almost time to open the circle, guys. So remember, next week we're going to have Jacob here, okay? And weather permitting, we're going to be outside by the fire, and you're going to learn all about the sacred job of fire keeping in this tradition that is so beautiful. And I think you're really going to like Jacob. He's a really nice, funny, full of life young man, and he will have lots of wisdom to share with you about sacred fire. So make sure you join us next week. Same enchanted time, same enchanted channel. Until then, be well, be true, be sacred.